Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bald Prairie Real Estate. If you're new here, my name's Matthew and I want to educate you all about real estate. If you've been reading the news, anything that has to do with Canadian real estate, you're hearing how the average house price in Canada has declined. So what does that mean? I want to show you why using average house price to determine what is going on in the Canadian housing market is completely wrong. But before we get started, we got to start off with another terrible joke from a great set of clients of mine. Their joke is, what did one dinner plate say to the other? Dinner is on me. If you have a terrible joke that I can use in a future episode of Bald Prairie Real Estate, put it in the comments below for me. Like this video and subscribe to Bald Prairie Real Estate if you haven't already. Calculating average house price is pretty simple. Take the total dollar value of all the homes sold that month or that year, divide it up by the amount of homes that were sold that month or year, and there you go. That's what the average person is going to have to pay for the average house in Canada. Or you could say that the average house price has gone up or down by that set amount, right? No, completely wrong. Let's give you a little example where we just have 10 houses that sell in a month. Each one of these houses sell for $800,000, meaning the total dollar value was $8 million divided by 10 houses sold. Average house price is $800,000. But of course, that isn't a very good real world example because you're not going to have 10 identical houses selling in a month. So let's give you a more realistic example where you've got a mixture of properties that are going to be sold in that month. There's one McMansion that sells for $1.5 million, 3 condo apartments, each selling for $400,000, 2 townhouses, each selling for $500,000, and 4 single family homes that each sell for $800,000, meaning your average price is $690,000. Now imagine a scenario where all of a sudden, nobody was allowed to be around each other anymore, and we all had to stay home and work. And so home offices and big houses away from everybody else would all of a sudden be really popular with buyers. That wouldn't happen, right? Right? That wouldn't happen because then, of course, everybody would want to buy single-family homes and prices would skyrocket. And that is exactly what has happened in the last 2 years. 2 McMansions sell, 1 condo apartment, 1 townhouse, 6 single-family homes, making the average price that month $870,000. In this example, the headlines would be screaming how the average house price in Canada has shot up 23%. But as you can see, the prices of which the houses actually sold for didn't change at all. So what would happen if all of a sudden buyers didn't want or couldn't afford single family homes and they came back and started buying condos and townhouses in droves? Well, you'd have a market that looks a lot more like what we have right now. 0 McMansions sell, 5 condos sell, 3 townhouses sell, and 2 single-family homes sell, making the average price $510,000. I can already write the headlines that you would see if that were to be happen. The average house price in Canada has declined 52%. Canadian real estate market has crashed. The bubble has popped. But in all of these examples, the actual prices for all these different property types never changed. I kept them the same the whole time. And then average price went all over the place because of the types of properties that we're selling. So it's not like somebody who was buying a house in one example versus the other would be getting a discount or be paying way more. They paid exactly the same in all the different scenarios. But of course, the headlines would be saying how crazy the average price has been going up or down. Yes, I know that this is a really simplistic example and that with only 10 sales in a month, it can be easily skewed by a couple of high sales or a couple of low sales. But that's exactly my point. When you're looking at average price and saying the average house in Canada changed this much this month or this year, that is not going to give you any sort of context and not telling you what type of properties are selling that month, which could be influencing that average price. It's really unfortunate though that typically in the news, and unfortunately from a lot of real estate agents and other YouTubers, they only tell you the average price, not giving you a better picture of what's actually going on. And so because of that, the Canadian Real Estate Association created the benchmark price, and it's exactly what I use in my monthly Canadian housing market updates, which if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those videos each and every single month. So that benchmark price was created exactly with the idea of removing the volatility that exists in both average and median price, and instead tracking price fluctuation so you know what is actually happening in terms of what our house is selling for versus just the average price, which can be very misleading. When you're looking at the headlines right now, you're seeing the average house price has dropped about 6% in the last couple of months. But when you look at the benchmark price, you're going to see that that has changed about 0.6% because average price is being heavily skewed by the types of properties being sold, whereas benchmark price is not. Let's wrap this all up and kind of put all the pieces together for you. Yes, we are seeing a softening of prices in the Canadian real estate market, and specifically in Toronto and Vancouver right now, we're probably seeing prices start to decline. But when you see those crazy headlines that say the average house price in Canada has gone up or down by some crazy number, first off, don't panic. Then check out right here. This is my most recent Canadian housing market update, which has all those benchmark prices to show you exactly what's going on in your market. And then check out this video right here, which is what the YouTube algorithm says you need to watch next on Bald Prairie Real Estate. And as always, thanks very much for watching.